YouTubes! Welcome back, Haunt Fam. So, as you guys can see, I've got my Home Depot blow mold tombstones here. These things are freaking awesome. They've been hot the last couple of years, but there's a couple of issues with them. I'm going to show you guys how to fix them today. Okay, YouTube, so this year Home Depot added more cool blow molded tombstones. One major issue with them is there's no way to set them down over rebar, so they're top heavy. Observe. Okay, YouTube, so as you can see, little local neighborhood ninjas are running around kung fuing up your graveyard, knocking everything over. So Home Depot really didn't think ahead on these. They're kind of blow molded, so they're wide open in between with no bracing or anything in between there. And for the bottom, all they give you is a plastic brick. Now inside this brick is concrete. It's pretty heavy. That's the ballast that kind of keeps these things supposed to be, I guess, just sitting on the ground. But we're going to fix this so you can put a piece of rebar over it, and we're going to epoxy in a piece of PVC pipe. I'll show you how. Okay, YouTube, so this is our concrete encased brick that Home Depot puts on the bottom of these tombstones. You take your 12 screws out, this guy pops right out. I went ahead and marked the diagonal, so right to the center of the brick. I'm going to attempt to drill through the center of this brick with an 1.5 inch hole saw bit. This is bimetal and for wood. It's not really made for concrete, but it's an 1.5 inch, and as you can see, the bottom of the teeth are very pointy and kind of serrated. This is actually the wrong tool for this job. What we really need is a concrete bit, which this is, and this is a 2-inch bit. So we could use this, and this is how I finished my Home Depot one from last year, the Celtic Cross. So if we have to, we'll switch over to this one if this one won't get through the concrete. So let's set up in the drill press, and we'll start drilling into this thing now and make our hole. Okay, YouTube, so I switched to another 1.5 inch bit. My other one didn't have the quick disconnect arbor, so this is the same thing as the red one, 1.5 inch. So I'm going to go to my center point, and I'm going to drill into the plastic and start going to this brick. You see how it goes. Okay, so we're through the plastic fairly easy, and this thing's like it's actually cutting that brick that's in there, so let's keep on going. Alright, we're through. See, the old concrete pieces are falling out of there. It looks like it's just kind of wet concrete, but that's what's inside the plastic brick under the Home Depot tombstones. So as you see, we got a nice clear hole through. Let's go epoxy our pipe into place, and we'll make it where we can slide a piece of rebar in this thing and stab it down to the ground. Okay, YouTube, so here's our plastic brick, basically. It was on the bottom of our tombstone. We've got our 1-inch PVC pipe. I've got about a 2-foot section here. Figure the rebar will slide up in there. So we're going to use the good old DevCon 5-minute epoxy, because you know we all freaking hate waiting. Great stuff, awesome stuff, love using it. It's great out in all weather and freezing, cold, and rain. So we're going to open up our tube, squeeze a little in our mixing tray. That's probably good enough. And we're going to do this in 2 sections. We'll do the top first, and then we'll go back, we'll flip it over, and do the bottom. So we're going to mix it up. It's real simple stuff, and then sometimes you can buy this. It's in a little pre-mixed tube. That's okay too. This stuff sets in 5 minutes, and it works great. So we'll mix it up till our color is even. And then we want to go ahead and just kind of spoon it on around this edge. It's nice and thick, which is why I like using it. All right. Okay, then we'll take our 1-inch pipe, and we're going to stick it right in the hole. So we'll go ahead and pack some around it. In the meantime, we'll let this cure in 5 minutes, then we'll flip it over, and we'll do the other side. So I'll do that side, and then we're going to come back, we're going to talk about the problem of how to fix the flexing on these blow mold tombstones. Okay, YouTube, so I've epoxied the other side. This is what it looks like when you're done. We're going to call that good, and we're going to move on to the expansion and contraction of these blow molds to show you how we keep them from distorting out of shape. Okay, YouTubes, so we've got our PVC epoxied into our little plastic base. I went ahead and duct tape a couple of rocks on the bottom. Again, you guys, you can do any options. You can fill it with stone if you want, just to have a little more weight on the bottom to keep these things bottom heavy. But I think we're ready to go. I did go ahead and tape up the top because we're going to put our foam in the tombstones right now, so we don't want that creeping in here and blocking up our room for our rebar to not pass through. So as you guys know, these things are blow molded, so they're hollow all the way through. And one of the issues with these things is in the shed, in the 120-degree heat, or in the freezing winter, man, these things are going to freaking move around. They're going to cave in. They're going to expand. So to keep these things and keep their shape, we're going to use some Loctite foam. Now, this specifically Loctite. Now I can hear you guys now, but Kyle Williams, I got 26 cans of Great Stuff foam. You don't want to use Great Stuff foam because it keeps expanding, man. You guys ever make tombstones and stuff out of Great Stuff, and then like you put it in the shed, you come back next year to get it, and it's all swelled up and the paint's cracked off? Yeah, that's because that stuff never cures. It keeps on moving around. So specifically Loctite foam. When you're at Home Depot picking up your tombstones, grab the Loctite foam. It's right next to the Great Stuff. Don't do the Great Stuff. I know it's cheaper, but stay with the Loctite foam. So we're going to go ahead and fill these guys up, dump a can in each one, and then we're going to drop our base in, put our screws back in, and these things are done, man. It's that simple. These tombstones will now fit over a piece of rebar. So when I see you guys again, I'm going to fill these guys up. We're going to put the graveyard together and put some rebar down and drop these guys on and take a look at them. So let's fill. Okay, YouTube, so we've got our blow mold tombstones Loctited and foam filled. We're going to go ahead and drop them onto our rebar. Boom, that easy. Put them where you want them. Here's last year's. Bam, right down on this tombstone. And our cross. Alright, we're nice and set, man. Our tombstones are foam filled, so they won't kind of contract and expand in the shed in the winter time or in the extreme heat. The wind shouldn't push them over. We're nice and secure onto rebar right now. So I think that works out good, man. That's how I fix my blow mold tombstones. I'm sure Home Depot is going to put out some more next year, which will be cool. So same thing. I'll put a link in the description for the tools that you need for this and the PVC I use. It's a pretty easy process, man. We spent a couple hours and our tombstones are secure now. If you guys want to see how I made this one, stick around. I got a video coming pretty soon on that. But as always, guys, man, go check out my brothers in a trio of terror, Vic over at Monster Misfits and Dave at the Weird Kid Show channel, guys. We're doing projects all throughout the years, whether it's on existing stuff or making stuff from scratch. So I appreciate you guys watching, and until I see you again, keep it evil. See you in the next one. Okay, little lady, I got something for you. Thanks for mowing, asshole. Tore my goddamn nuts out. Oh shit.